Hold up.
Wow.
Hey. Okay. Hold up, shout. If you a student in the game, you getting the best college course you can't even pay for right now.
Hold up.
How focused are you right now, Chris?
Hold up. I got
new album out right now. It's a double disc too for you rappers.
How about the bed and I won me a chip? My flow a chopper, a beam in a clip. Stuff in the trunk of a car with some thump. Why you jump out the window when there go a clip? I'm the ghost of the crack that was stuffed in the hovers. Born to be king, you was meant for a rubber. I double the double cup, I'm seeing double. You hustle nigga, get the fuck out my huddle. Break, I seen it clear. Being humble ain't shit when you being feared. I'm an old soul, we ain't even peers. Niggas talk at top 5 like I ain't even here. But that's how I go when you do the most. This ain't about clubs or selling dope. I'm talking about murdering niggas on wax and bringing them back like I seen a ghost. Foldo, old dough, here I go, Mr. Kyle with the paint. Been body, 9-5 minded, what hot by the tank. Count it up, throw it in the safe, I'm living in a bank. I come from the country, I know how to work the land and come back with a mank. Frost, big cold wrist, this ain't nothing new, this some old shit. Barely used to wear, rather buy a mansion, talk to my brother, you can hold this. Dry cleaner, my demeanor when it comes to business, can you fold this? In the yo with me hella dope, then a B where the stove is. Crystal, third coast, motherfucker, what's happening? Hey.
Without further ado, let's get Nathanial Harper III in on the line. What's good, fam?
Hey, what's good?
I know that song had absolutely nothing to do with anything. I just thought it was dope.
It was,
yeah. Okay.
So what's up, bro? How's life?
Man, great. Spending some time up north, and I'm loving it right now, so it's all good.
Yeah, the weather's been nice the last couple of days.
I mean, you can call it that. It's been cold, but
for this time of year, it's been great.
Say it again?
I said for this time of year, it's been great.
Shit, I can't tell. Excuse me, but I can't tell.
All right, man. So, talk to us about the Bitcoins. What's going on, man? Can you explain what Bitcoins are?
All right. Bitcoin basically is a decentralized currency, meaning it doesn't fall under any regulations by any banks that's owned by any oligarchs of the world. So it can't be taxed, and it's completely anonymous. So this is why a lot of politicians like Trump and similar don't really release their tax statements anymore, is because they've been making purchases with cryptocurrency. And if everybody knew they can make these large purchases without going back and paying taxes on it, then everybody would make this switch. They're trying to take advantage of this before everybody else does, and we've been trying to help people do the same thing.
Okay, so like I'm watching CNN the other day, and they said like South Korea, like Bitcoin bananas, like I don't know, 40 to 50, almost 50% of the population got Bitcoins, and they had little ATM machines over there, and it was pretty much, it was like an acceptable currency, and the government is scared that the bubble is going to bust. But at this point, how are you making money, and more importantly, how do you spend it?
All right, so the good thing about Bitcoin, well, one of the things I'm going to point out is Korea is not the only country to do it. Brazil, a lot of South America and India have picked up cryptocurrency, not only just Bitcoin, but cryptocurrency, period, because it's cheaper than printing paper. So it's basically stabilizing the economy. So it's not going to go anywhere. There's even plans to start using cryptocurrency for world trades when it's involving things like natural resources and stuff, because it'd be cheaper than moving a bunch of currency through the banking system. And so that alone let us know, and the fact that they've been adopting the technology, the blockchain technology that Bitcoin uses for security. They've been adopting that technology for things like real estate and anything that has to do with signed contracts or record keeping. And it's such a secure technology. A lot of people have been putting their money into it, so they know it's not going anywhere. But as far as spending Bitcoin, Visa and MasterCard has partnered with Bitcoin a long time ago. And wherever Visa and MasterCard is accepted anywhere in the world, you can spend your Bitcoins if you have a Bitcoin card associated with your Bitcoin account. At the swipe of your card, it'll automatically convert those Bitcoins to that country's currency.
Damn, I didn't know that. So you can literally, like, you got $1 million in Bitcoins, you can literally just go cash out a car.
Anywhere, yeah, anywhere. Like, it's companies now that you can only, when you spend a certain amount of money, you can only pay in Bitcoin. Like, when you buying a Ferrari now, certain Ferraris you can buy now only in Bitcoin.
Okay, so Afi is like the gloom and doom with the Bitcoins. No, she ain't that bad. But
I don't see what the hype is. I mean, I don't see why everybody's afraid of Bitcoin.
What is the big risk?
The big risk is the bubble, but I mean, I don't see it coming. The technology that's immediately associated with Bitcoin is so far ahead of its time. I don't see it going anywhere. Like, people don't realize cryptocurrency is still in its growth stages, and we've seen these prices as it is. And they say Bitcoin isn't going to stop growing until about 2140. So we got a good 100 years approximately till we stop seeing the growth, and Bitcoin is supposed to top out at about $1 billion a coin. So if we doing the techniques that we know how to do to get Bitcoins for free, even if it's a minuscule amount, if you sitting on them one day, they'll be worth a lot more than what they are today.
All right, so you said free. How do you get free Bitcoins?
So there's something called mining, and mining is basically the word they use for completing transactions of Bitcoin. So when you're using the fiat U.S. dollars and you swipe your card, it goes through intermediaries like the company you swipe with, the ATM, then they got to go through the bank, and you get hit with all those charges. Bitcoin has a flat rate of about 0.003% for your transactions, and basically that 0.003% goes to the miners of the transaction. And what mining is basically your computer completing an algorithm for you. So you sign up for these mining companies, and while you're not using your computer, while you sleep or whatever, you have this software mining, and it completes the mining process for you, and you get paid for it. That's the way they skip the intermediaries of the banking systems. They use the internet. So each person gets, like, it's basically like you're a stockbroker in essence. Not even that, because you immediately don't have to deal with the Bitcoins. Like, to mine, you don't have to know anything about computers. But the only thing you need to know is if my computer can handle mining, basically, because it is a process that uses a lot of CPU power. So that's why we always recommend for people to do it when your computer's in idle. Like, you can
so
even
while you sleep, basically, your
device.
computer is just running this algorithm and mining for transactions.
Basically.
And I'm assuming, like, the algorithm has set up like parameters. You know, buy this particular Bitcoin at this particular amount. Is that how it works? Or selling it, and vice versa, basically.
What happens is, like, for every transaction, it has to get confirmed 3 times by 3 different miners, and the transaction goes through, and it goes into what's called a block on the blockchain. The mining process basically reads that block as an algorithm and confirms it. It'll get confirmed by 3 different miners, each miner will get 0.001% of that transaction. So it's almost like you playing the lottery in a sense, because you certain blocks you may mine will be worth more than others, but it's all about letting it accumulate over time.
So how is this gonna help black folks?
In the long run, we can build a lot of generational wealth. Bitcoin is locked in at 21 million coins. The only way a new Bitcoin is quote unquote made is because when it switches locations, the serial number associated with that Bitcoin changes. So it's almost like you're minting a new coin. So that's how Bitcoin.
So when you say switch locations, do you mean like owners?
Yeah, like when somebody makes a transaction or just period. Whenever, even if you switch it, if you move your Bitcoin from one wallet to the next wallet, the serial numbers associated with each Bitcoin or Satoshi, that's anything less than a whole Bitcoin, like 0.003 would be 0.003 Satoshis. Anything associated with all the Satoshis that take to amount to that amount of Bitcoin has a serial number. So for somebody to hack your Bitcoins, they will have to know every serial number from 0.0001 and up to get to whatever amount of Bitcoin they're trying to take from somebody, which is virtually impossible since they change every single time they switch location. This is why Bitcoin is so hard to steal. The only way you can steal it is from basically going into somebody's unsecure website, which is happening.
It's not virtually impossible. All you need is some really good spyware, and if you're leaving your computer on constantly, especially if you're mining, you're opening yourself up to being hacked. It's a lot of people
even then, if they have spyware,
they're not.
Even then, spyware will only be able to take your login information. So anybody mining should already have. If you're doing anything on the internet, period, you should have anything. You should have stuff to clean your computer from spyware, malware, adware, period. Like spyware is only going to be able to take your login information, all that, and they can move the Bitcoin. But as far as actually hacking and taking each coin, it would be almost impossible. Like you would have to be government level or above hacking to do some shit like that.
Are you serious? Do you know there's like 11th graders sitting inside their basement somewhere that can hack into government systems? You can't possibly think that. It's virtually impossible.
But that doesn't necessarily counter what he's saying, though, Queen. He's saying that you have to have that ability.
No, it doesn't.
Like, there's some 11th graders that's just ridiculously smart with this.
But you got to realize a serial number could be 13 numbers long, right? Let's say you got one Bitcoin, and it takes a million Satoshis to make a Bitcoin. Just for an example, you would have to know the serial number for each Satoshi it takes to make that one Bitcoin. So you would have to have a program that can detect the random 13 numbers for all 1 million Satoshis it took to make that one Bitcoin. That's harder than hacking an ATM, and people can barely do that.
Yeah, okay. I'm not going to say that.
I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, but you gotta realize. Then you gotta understand. Hold on. Then you gotta understand the way the blockchain is made. So the way the blockchain is made for every.
Let me just say this. Let me just say this. I don't particularly care at all whether someone invests in Bitcoin or not. My issue is with people who don't give both the pros and the cons, and they are absolutely irrational about the cons. Like, give both sides. Don't pump up one side and then you're so lackadaisy with explaining the cons, because there are a bunch of programs out there that are perfectly capable of tracking that much information.
There's cons, and then there's explanations for things. There's people are afraid of. And there's the explanation.
Like we're talking
like I was going to explain the blockchain, when it comes to your money getting stolen, if your money was stolen, the way the blockchain works is every single purchase that's ever been made from the first purchase of Bitcoin is put on a public ledger called the blockchain. And it doesn't change. It can't change. You can't take something out. Every single purchase you make with Bitcoin is permanent. So if something was stolen from blockchain, it would immediately be noticed because a duplicate would happen. So what would happen is your account would still say you have those same amount of Bitcoins in it. The person that stole them, since the Bitcoins moved, they're automatically programmed to change serials. So the blockchain will see there's no longer 21 million exact Bitcoins anymore. There's 21 million plus or whatever was moved. You know what I'm saying? So they're automatically going to see an error in the blockchain. It's automatic. They're going to automatically be able to go back and fix that just because it's set at 21 million. Anything that moves outside that blockchain is not a legal transaction to be detected.
Do you think they would fix that error?
Huh?
How exactly do you think they would fix that error?
I can't explain exactly how the program works, but I've seen them fix it before.
They're not going to be able to tell the difference between what's legitimate and what's not legitimate, what belongs to whom legitimately, and that means that's going to start creating issues for everyone. It's going to.
I guess the way I'm understanding it is that for each of the 21 million Bitcoins, there is a serial number. When you sell that Bitcoin or give it away or whatever, that serial number stays there, but there's another serial number created that is all kept on a big-ass timeline. And my assumption is it built into that program is a fail-safe that says if we get the same two serial numbers, we got a problem. And, that shouldn't happen often. Now, to say that it's fail-proof is just not, nothing is fail-proof or foolproof.
There's been Bitcoin stolen. It's not fail-proof because there's been Bitcoin stolen. But it's the fact that it's how they've been stealing them. So now that's when the blockchain starts upgrading its technology. That's why every time something happens, the blockchain upgrades. And then more people see, okay, the blockchain found a fix for this issue. They put more money in it. You see Bitcoin go up some more.
So what happens to those people that get caught in between that upgrade and that theft? Are they just shit out of luck?
A loss. It's happened to me. A loss. I've lost $1,900 in a month with Bitcoin.
They can't do anything. The person that loses, it's not insured by anyone, and the person who steals, there's no laws against it. So
yeah, it's gone. Exactly. And that's the one thing, because it's not a government regulated currency in America right now, or in the UK, or in Canada, or wherever there's a central bank, pretty much, besides Dubai. And there's pretty much, it's lawless. The fact that it's going to be lawless because they want to control it and they haven't been able to legally do it. They've taken the blockchain and Bitcoin companies to various types of courts, from the IRS to different places, and they've lost every single case.
I guess that I think that's probably my biggest concern is that the government can't make any money off of it, which would lead me to believe that the government would have a hand in depressing Bitcoins so that Bitcoins can get out the way, so that the government can make their own Bitcoins where they have a built-in taxation.
I'm glad you said that, because the government's already planning for it. See, the government been planning for their cryptocurrency. The American government has been planning for their cryptocurrency since 2010. And the quote-unquote name for it is the Fed coin, but they don't have an official name for it. So what's going to happen is, as we know, every single minute, America is printing money. So the fiat drops every single minute per second. You can't stop it. It's the reason we're in debt. It's the reason we're going to stay in debt. So when the fiat completely bottoms out, they're going to force a cryptocurrency exchange. So everybody's going to be forced to exchange into a cryptocurrency that's now under a central government. So instead of getting a head start on decentralized currencies that exist now, you're now forced to go into your savings and exchange your fiat that's now worthless for cryptocurrency that's going to be high tax exchange, because they can force it. They're going to have a high tax exchange on their cryptocurrency to even give it value. You know what I'm saying? You can't do a perfect exchange with something that just lost all its value. They're going to have to do almost $3 or $4 to the dollar just to give that new cryptocurrency value. So you're going to be
how would Bitcoin survive that?
Savings that way. Say that again?
How would Bitcoin survive that?
It's not regulated by that. Bitcoin is regulated by per share of person. That's why if the black
Bitcoin
community
would be a whole different type of currency, a different type of cryptocurrency.
Exactly.
There's a bunch of different types of cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is just one of many.
And by the time that happens, Bitcoin's value would be to reach that if the black community was already taking advantage of it, you could see an instant shift in the economic class just because of the way the value is regulated. You got to think about how
that wouldn't happen because even if a ton of black people go out and buy it now, it's a ton of Asians and white people that way more that have already been on it. So it's not like there's going to be some kind of dramatic change in the position, especially in this country. You can have
that's the thing though. In this country, whites are not using Bitcoins as much as people think. There's like 11% white people out using Bitcoins now. There's like percentage in polls. You can go look online. In the UK and America, Bitcoin is like way behind. It's like 4% blacks, 11% whites right now. So it is a chance that if we actually jumped on this shit, it is a chance that we can take advantage of it. And even if we don't have more than them, our population outweighs them. You know what I'm saying? So the Bitcoin is locked in at 21 million. The value has to grow per share of person to sustain itself. So what was once the value at 1 million people is going to be almost twice the value at 2 million people. So just by us hoarding Bitcoins as a black community, when that value does rise, a lot of us don't reap the benefits of it. Regardless of what white people are doing, there's more of us reaping the benefits of it, just because there's more of us, period.
Not in this country,
it's like
though.
The perfect, and especially right now, since they promoting the growth of Bitcoins and it's all these free Bitcoin referrals, you do mining pools and stuff like that, it's the perfect chance for group economics.
So if I want to buy one Bitcoin, how do I do that?
We got this fear of being scammed, but it's free. Like, how are we going to get scammed for free? Okay, if they steal it, we started for free.
What have you ever known that's been advertised for anyone to get for free and it turned out to be a great thing?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I've been living off Bitcoin.
You have to be. This is the problem. The
thing is, the problem is it takes time to accumulate them, and black people have a hard time with patience.
No.
So
but you said you've been living off the Bitcoins. How long you been living off Bitcoins?
About a year.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Mining and a couple investment sites, selling, about a year.
A better question is, how much of your regular everyday transactions are supported with Bitcoin?
Almost every single one. I swipe my Shift card that's connected to my Coinbase account. Almost every single purchase I make, I even go to the ATM and withdraw cash with my Bitcoin card. It was unbelievable to me till I got into an investment club and I met people who was living off Bitcoins. I met people who quit their jobs off Bitcoin. It was unbelievable to me.
If I want to buy one Bitcoin, what is it worth and where would I buy it at?
If you was to buy one Bitcoin right now, you have to buy it offline, and it'll be about $15,700 because that's the value of one Bitcoin. But that's like that's almost like saying the wrong terminology because it's a currency. So you would be exchanging for Bitcoin the same way you would exchange for a franc or yen.
Okay, but it's like 15 stacks. So can I buy like
about
1/100th of a Bitcoin?
Yeah, you can buy $60 worth of a Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? You can buy what you can afford. That's how people made they've living off Bitcoin. Like, you buy what you can afford and you watch it grow. Like,
okay,
I've seen people buy $100 worth of Bitcoin
right now.
And watch it grow. Say it again.
Let's say I put $100 into a Bitcoins, and I do it today. One Bitcoin is worth $15,700. Let's say it doubles by next week. Do I just double my money, or do I get more than that?
Yeah, you're just gonna double your money.
Oh, okay. So it literally just corresponds.
The beauty about when I got into the investment programs was I'm not just doubling my money anymore. I'm getting paid every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain Bitcoin programs that invest into trading. So you don't really have to manually do that for you. So I wake up every day and I see $20, $30 added to an account that I paid $250 to originally start. The $250 I started with came from me flipping my Bitcoins into different mining projects. So I got this far off literally nothing. I keep telling people, if you just save your Bitcoins up, you can invest into a major project. And the Bitcoin amount isn't going to change. The dollar value is going to stay the same. So if you mining and you sitting at $60, $70 worth of Bitcoins and the value go up to, and you now got $150 worth of Bitcoin, you probably got enough to get into one of these investment programs that's going to pay you every day now. For about, they do, like the program I'm in now, like the last one I joined was $60 to start. You get 140% of your investment, guaranteed 140-day payment. And it'll stretch longer than that if it needs to reach that 140%. So
that's what bothers me right there, though. The guarantee, like, how can they guarantee you?
Because that's only $1. So you got to think about how high Bitcoin sells. So if you got people investing $60 and you're only promising 1% a day, that's reasonable. It's not like you promising 12, 20, 30% a day. That's unreasonable. That means you're paying everybody $10, $20, $30 times 10 times 100, depending on what they invested. That's unreasonable because you don't know if you can meet that on daily trades. You can afford to pay people 80 cents to $1 per day, or less if it means stretching out the investment term. And that's what they do. So when I get to $60, again, all I do is use the $60 that I gained from that investment and reinvest it. I just keep compounding my interest. So now that 140 days done boosted up to 280. You know what I'm saying? So now I got 280 days. 60 days go by, I got 220 left on that term. I put another 60 down. So that moved it up to 360 days. So now I got a year getting paid, and I only put $60 down.
Man, that confused the hell out of me right there, bro.
I do 2 different investment programs.
Yes,
plus
I
my mind.
Jobs. I'm over here cracking up at your silence, dude. I'm like, Jobs.
Like I'm trying to keep up with the math, man. I got lost at 220 and $60. I think it was the second 60. I'm not sure. Like that. Like, how many of these programs you got running at one time?
Shoot, like 5 that I use like daily, like the most.
So what's your plan?
So you got one computer and 5 programs, or you got like separate computers? Like I saw a guy somewhere in Africa, and he had several different little computer brains hooked up to one monitor.
Well, I use like 3 main mining programs and 2 investment programs. But one of the mining programs I use, you're able to mine from like tablets, cell phones, whatever. So I got extra devices around the house. If I remember to have them charged, I mine from those too.
So you can be at work and have your phone mining, which basically means that Bitcoin now has control over your phone.
I mean, what is it going to control, though?
I mean, I'm just asking.
What doesn't have control? See, that's what everybody's afraid of, Bitcoin having control or something. But, I mean, you have Google on your phone. If you have an Android phone or Apple operating system, which is on everything, everybody has control of your phone. Like, who doesn't have control of your phone?
That is true.
That's not what everybody's afraid of. That is not what everybody's afraid of.
Well, what is everybody afraid of?
Jobs is the first person I heard ask that question. I'm just saying, like...
and he was the first one afraid. When Bitcoin first came out, he was one of the first doubters.
So Jobs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he threw his money in this shit. He threw so much money in the blockchain.
I think Jobs is interested. I think he's interested. And
I am.
Right? Am I right?
I mean, because at every point in history, there is something that changes shit from then on. You know, and it's always somebody, that gets in and ends up creating generational wealth. And then, like had you invested in Apple, especially after they got rid of Steve Jobs the first time, but even in the beginning, you'd still be wealthy. If you'd invested in Chrysler after they bankrupted, you'd be wealthy, right? You know what I'm saying? It could be. And the amount of press that it's getting and the push that it's getting does lend to the possibility of it sticking around for a while.
It doesn't get enough push. Like, what doesn't get enough push is the things that they hide, like the fact that Bitcoin is open source. So a lot of people are afraid of Bitcoin, but it's an open source code, and it's that way so you can make your own coin. So Putin has his own coin. The people that programmed Putin's coin made Trump a coin. Trump has made all these missile purchases. Exactly. Trump has made all these missile purchases with his coin.
Go get go make a Joe coin, dude. I totally buy that. I totally start mining some Joe coins.
I mean, it sounds like you gotta know how to program to do that, right?
There is you do gotta know how. But there is a black coin called the Action Coin.
They have websites where you can go and create coins. You don't have to know anything.
Straight up.
Those ICO sites. Yeah, they legit getting it back and putting value behind it is hard. But yeah, you can go make them easy.
So how do I make up a coin? Okay, so let's say I make up a coin.
Why wouldn't we push for the black community to create a coin that we work with and we do that?
3 black billionaires put their money together to make something called the Action Coin. And their slogan is the coin by us for us.
You know who those people are?
Say it again.
You know who those brothers are?
No, I don't know the names by heart.
It might have been, remember Hashim was talking about the one guy that he knew? Was Michael somebody?
Yeah.
And he was into the Bitcoin. I wouldn't doubt if it was him. Okay, so let's say I make my own coin. It is the Jobs coin. You know, backed by absolutely nothing. How do I make it worth something? What do I need to do? You know, I just need people to buy it, or do I set a price initially? Do I say, okay, my coins are going to be worth $5 out the gate?
That's what some people do. Some people give it an initial price. You can exchange it for something of value to give it value. Like the first Bitcoin, they bought a pizza with it, with so many amount of Bitcoins. Now that's what gave Bitcoin its value. So you can find somebody to exchange something to give your coin value, or just have people buy it, like you said. Like it's a number of ways. Some people go through some kind of launch event that's associated with another coin to give their coin value.
Okay, so I put out my coin and my coin is a hit. How do I actually make my money off of my coin?
Because you're going to have your own reserve. What? I hope so. And just
have what?
Your own reserve. Like the person that anonymously made Bitcoin is granted 1/3 of the value of Bitcoin. So that's how you would get your own value.
Oh, I just put it in up front.
Yeah, pretty much. Especially when it becomes government accepted. That's when you get your official value. From what I understand how Bitcoin works with this anonymous person, which is the only thing that's fishy to me. But if I was to make something that undermines central banking, the thing that funds every war and every passage of slavery on the planet, I would want to remain anonymous too.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
I'm
hell,
sure
I don't know who the CEO of my bank is, but I guess I could find that out. That is kind of odd that you got this currency that you come up with and nobody knows who you are.
But would you want to remain anonymous too, if you thought of that?
No, not really. I'd be out there, like celebrating. I'd be, buying up the block in Bitcoin.
See, I'm celebrating with my anonymous money. You got anonymous third of everything of the Bitcoin market.
Why they gotta know you created it for you to enjoy it?
Right.
Like, don't tell nobody. You're gonna have every government assassin on your ass. You ain't gonna be able to go out and pump gas without some bullets flying past your head.
I mean, the government know who made Bitcoins.
You ain't gonna be able to swipe your Bitcoin card nowhere.
You know what? I really do. I think that's the reason why the government will never back this for one.
They not. And I'm gonna tell people one thing.
The government will never back this because the government will never be able to tax. The government will never be able to tax off of it. They will never be able to make money off of it. So they will never get behind it. It'll never be FDIC insured. It will never be backed by anything. And what everybody forgetting is none of this shit has any value. Money doesn't have any value. Cryptocurrency none of this stuff has any value. Wars do not get started over intangible items. So this stuff will not last. Anybody who's thinking 100 years from now, people are going to be, trading with or buying stuff with Bitcoin.
That's kind of not true, though.
But
war actually can be started over intangible items.
Using paper dollars.
What war has been started over something that was intangible?
When they want to depress the value of a particular country's monetary system, they'll go shit on. No war has ever been started over trying to suppress a monetary system. Maybe the natural resources in that country that the money is coming in from, they want to control that process or suppress that process. But it's never the money because money doesn't truly exist. Yeah, that was my point. Like, in essence, ain't that what they did to Gaddafi? Like, what did they actually? They didn't actually do that to get anything. They did that to prevent him from going through what he wanted to accomplish.
Yeah, that's kind of the same thing, though.
It is. You just can't say that. You just hate that I'm right.
No, that's not the same thing. That's not the same. Disrupt a central bank is different from me explaining the difference between a tangible and intangible based war. Totally different.
I don't know.
I mean, you can talk about them in the same. You can talk about them in the same discussion. It's not the same thing.
I do think like my computer is so tragic though. I can't do the mining thing. Like it probably would just burn up. But I do want to kind of get a couple of dollars into the like maybe like I say like an eighth of a Bitcoin. Let me get an eighth.
Mm-hmm.
Like who's the plug on that?
You should.
You say what, bro?
I got a video on my Facebook that show people how to start mining for free.
Yeah, but you gotta have a decent computer for that, right?
No, that's okay. There's two different kinds of mining. I forgot to mention this. So there's mining that you actually do on your computer, whether it's CPU or with a mining rig. And there's something called cloud mining, where people have rigs set up in big, large warehouses. And you basically either purchase mining power. Basically, you purchase mining power from them. but I have ways that you can get your coins for free and purchase your mining power in small amounts until you accumulate to where you're making a certain amount per week, and then you can get higher and higher, how everything else works with Bitcoin.
And who has made the most that you personally know? I mean, let me take that back. Like, how much they make? You ain't got to say who it is, but give us an idea of what we talking about here.
I've seen in the first investment club I got into, there's a neurosurgeon who's one of 9 in the world, and he retired off the Bitcoin program. In his first month, he had made $11,000. And when he had told me about his background with being a brain surgeon and all this, I was thinking, like, dang, like, Bitcoin might be legit. So I didn't immediately sign up, though. Like, it took me about 2.5 months to finally make my mind up. And I had, the day I invested, the day I threw my own Bitcoin conference at the African American Museum in Dallas. And the day everybody else invested, I invested. I wasn't going to make a move. I wasn't going to encourage people to make a move that I wasn't going to make myself. So.
Wait, you had a conference? You had a Bitcoin conference?
Yeah, I did. I did a Bitcoin conference. And I did a few lectures.
Like before you invested, you did a Bitcoin conference?
Well, I was already partnered with the investment company, and because I help do events too. So I'd already helped them do previous events, and I was already curious. So when I set up the event for them to do at the African American Museum, that's when I was kind of like, okay, I kind of made my mind up then, like, this is a move I'm going to make, because it seemed too good to be true. And then I had some Bitcoins from mining already. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, I'm finna go in on this. And
that's actually kind of like a nice little marketing, I don't know if you want to call it a gimmick or not, but, you know, doing it at the same time, at least for those people, that's kind of dope.
Yeah.
What is? I'm missing something.
It's just dope to me. Like, you know, like if somebody is there, like, you know what, we all in this together. You know, and they putting up their bread, you putting up your bread. I don't know, you know, and yes, it's just kind of corny on my part, I guess.
That's like that's an unemployed person teaching you how to get a job. That's what that is. That's not, and no shot to you. I'm just making a comparison. That's like that's me giving you art lessons, and I've never painted before. Like, that's like, come on, at least invest first and have some confidence in what you're telling other people to do before you go out and tell them to do it.
But see, me myself
I'm the critic around here. If you haven't
at that event, I wasn't speaking. So me personally, I wasn't personally telling people to do something. No, like I set the conference up. Like I was the main organizer. Like I had already helped them with previous events. So I was like, hey, I usually hold classes or lectures at this venue. Y'all should come out and let them check it out. So before the event even started, I had already opened my account. Like I made my mind up before I had the speaker even talk. You know what I'm saying? So before any of my people that I even personally knew put their money in, I had already put my money in. Like I wouldn't even have invited them out or brought people to a conference that I was unsure of. The only reason I hadn't previously invested before, because at that time my money was funny. Like if my money was right, I would have been on that shit. But I was cautious with myself.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah, you ain't really having to lose. I feel that. We all been there.
Yeah.
You know, but that's like that neurosurgeon though, man, for $11,000 a month. Like I don't know, that something ain't right with that one. He's making more than that as a neurosurgeon. I got
a friend of mine started a construction company off Bitcoin. He was the one that introduced me into the investment company. He started his construction company off Bitcoin, and he wants to start what he calls a black think tank off Bitcoin investors, because we can go into these businesses anonymously. So we can help this person start their business, this person start their business. So this is the kind of mindset Bitcoin is giving people, It's giving people like the ability to invest unforeseen wealth, like money they didn't think they was going to be able to touch.
Now, that would be a really dope way for people to support orgs.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a virtual super PAC. You know, and I think a lot of people, you know, like neurosurgeons, you know, people of that ilk, you know, who don't want to, you know, be seen publicly supporting X, Y, and Z, or can do so anonymously and still help the cause out.
It's just something we'll have to learn and take advantage of. Like, it's going to take us time for growth. Like, a lot of our grandparents and great-grandparents had the ability to invest in Yahoo, Google, and the Internet. But we got the same mindset they did, thinking this is something that's going to enslave us and take over the world. Like, people think Bitcoin is the mark of the beast, the chip, or the one world currency. When they been gave us the chip, everybody that got a credit card done switched to the chip already. So I mean, like, what are we all afraid of?
I'm gonna let y'all in on a little something that I think is a lot of y'all are missing. A lot of us, and I mean, you know, in the particular circles that we're in, you know, aware, awakened, conscious, whatever you want to call it, black people. Some of us have no interest in further pulling ourselves into things that further integrate us into general white society. Some of us just want to do traditional things that have always worked for eons. You know,
man, you sound like somebody's grandma right now.
Trading, those kinds of call it.
I ain't changing the way. I'm not getting no new phone. This rotary works for me.
No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we don't do any of those things that will always be necessary, but we'll do these new immediate things. You know what I'm saying? Like, when was the last time you traded a service for a service and didn't have to exchange anything that required an outside system? I don't have, like I said, I really don't care who invests in what. It's not particularly of interest to me. But it's a sad situation that these things we spend all this time encouraging, researching, giving conferences and meetings on. But when was the last time you just simply traded a service with another black person? It's just a sad situation. I
don't know. I feel you on that, but, you know, the times change. And you either change with the times,
that's something I do a lot,
or you get left behind.
Well, that's
and you can trade. If the world changed to Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, you can still change. You can still exchange services.
I promise you, I won't get left behind. I promise you.
But I'm just saying,
there's always going to be people.
You can actually have both, though. Like, you're making it seem like it's going to be a one.
I didn't say you couldn't. That's why I said no. That's why I said I don't particularly care who invests and who doesn't. I just asked you a simple question. When was the last time you just considered trading a service for a service?
I don't know. I ain't got nothing to offer.
And you called me grandma because I asked that question.
Well, because you talking about, you know, we've been doing things the same way since 1964. And some things change.
I said since eons. That's something that you don't need a system for. That's something that you don't need computer literacy for. You don't need to understand interest. You don't need to that's something that you don't need a fast computer. You know, and you can just keep your ragged ass computer that you got over there, and you ain't got to worry about getting a new one. It's like some things just work simply because they work, and we're missing that.
No, we aren't though. Like some of us are just lazy, myself included. Like, I'm not trying to be doing nothing. If I could trade you some Bitcoins for something, I'm doing it. Like,
here we go. All right, you gonna miss my whole point.
No, I'm not missing it. But you saying when you say we, you know, like some of us are very comfortable in our lazy triflingness. I would happen to be one of those people.
That is trifling, and that's sad, because I don't know how you expect any kind of advancement and improvement with being trifling. We're being lazy.
I'm gonna become a billionaire and buy advancements.
Well, you're gonna have to get a quicker laptop with some CPU in it before you gonna see anything.
Hey, your laptop ain't gotta be that good. I'm running on XP on one of the laptops that I run.
No, his is terrible. Nathaniel, trust me, his is terrible. I'm not even joking. Like, his is terrible. It's like 1998 terrible.
Yeah, it is pretty bad. It actually might be from 1990.
Can you use some of your Bitcoins and get this man a laptop?
Well, I might have to. I fix computers though. If I come across some computers and some extra stuff, I might make you one.
Oh, that's dope. Oh, and because we only got a couple minutes left. If anybody wants to get in contact with you, man, or they want to do the mining thing, how do people do that? How do they reach out to you?
All right, they can send me an email at nateusiTech@gmail.com. That's nateusiTech@gmail.com. Or you can find me on Facebook, Nathaniel Harper III, and Facebook and YouTube, Conscious Republic.
All right, that's dope. And we do got one call I want to get to right quick, 7946. What's good, fam?
Hi, peace. I have a question. I've been in and out of the conversation. I was in class, and I wanted to know, did you all talk anything about the blockchain?
Yeah, actually he did. He was talking about that.
Oh, shoot. Okay, then I missed it. And earlier when I got into the queue, hey, I'll listen to it later, I guess. Earlier when I got into the queue, when you all were talking about Mr. Balagoon, y'all actually answered all of my questions, how to donate and all of that. That's why I got out of the queue.
Oh yeah.
No. Well, definitely appreciate you coming back.
Shout out to GML. They're my boys.
Yeah, we had.
That was all. I wanted to know if you all discussed the blockchain because I was following Dr. Boyce Watkins to find out more about Bitcoin and all of that, and he mentioned the blockchain mining, as you all were just talking about, and then cryptocurrency in general, saying that, it's not just Bitcoin that's out there, there's other alternative coins as well. So, excuse me.
Now, if I remember correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, Nathaniel, but the blockchain is basically like your bank statement for all of Bitcoins. Like for every transaction in Bitcoins, there is a ledger that documents that, and it is available for anybody to see.
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Can the blockchain itself be invested in?
It actually can. That's where a lot of people are putting their money at because of the advancements in blockchain. It's been used for more than currency now, for anything that can be from record keeping the contract, since it's so secure and can't be changed.
So what exactly are you investing in, though? Like in the blockchain, like what like the investment is that something will happen, it'll increase or decrease or something like that. Is that what you're doing?
Basically in the technology itself, the same way you would have invested into McAfee back in the day, or any kind of antivirus or something like that. The blockchain is like a super corporate version of the antivirus that's going to keep out hackers, thieves, anything like that.
Okay. How would I go about doing that? You mentioned that it keeps out thieves. So is the information that's been circulating about Bitcoins being stolen and all that kind of stuff, is that true?
Yeah, they have been stolen before.
Mm-hmm.
But they have been stolen. But it's stolen in the same sense that 2 years ago, some hackers stole like $15 million out of a bank. They've been stolen in that sense.
Well, that's totally different, though, because you're going to get your bread back from the bank. Like, that person might not be able to use your Bitcoins, but neither can you. So you still
okay, but in a sense, there is possibility. Let me explain the possibility where you won't get your Bitcoins back. Let's say, like me, the way I lost my money, I've learned. There's going to be cloud mining sites. So these people will open up companies as cloud mining sites and run these sites until Bitcoin grows. So what they would do is bail out and basically keep their reserve, and nobody's able to withdraw what they've mined or invested. So that's where I've lost out at. So when things like that happen, you pretty much can't recover what you've invested. Now, let's say you have a Coinbase account or a Cryptonator account, and somehow somebody hacks your account and steals your Bitcoin. Now, that's something that's on the public ledger that can be repaired.
Okay.
But if you was to put your money into a company that bailed out, or the company had an unsecured website and their website was hacked, or you were tricked into sending your Bitcoins to the wrong Bitcoin address, those are things that can't be repaired.
Okay.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, so don't invest in my coin just yet. I don't have a secure line. We'll all be screwed.
How would someone invest in the actual blockchain if they wanted to?
The blockchain is on the stock market. So you actually have to invest in the blockchain stock, yeah. Bitcoin itself isn't on the stock market, but the blockchain technology is.
Okay. Thank you.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's very dope, man. Definitely appreciate you stopping by, bro. Like, I might have to talk to the missus and throw our 25 cents into some Bitcoins. Hope for the best.
I'm going to show you how to get started for free. As soon as you got some time, just give me a call.
I definitely will, and I'm going to trade you that information off you for a painting. Oh, my goodness. I crack myself up sometime. I didn't find that one funny. That's okay. It was funny to me. Don't forget to check out, and let me make sure I get these right, too. DesignsByMonet.com. Don't forget to check out KMLPortraits.com. Don't forget to check out EmeraldShell.com. And that is if you want some phenomenal jewelry, go to Emerald Shell. If you want some phenomenal artwork, go to KML Portraits. And if you want some custom-made letters or decorative things for your house, go to DesignsByMonet.com, who just happens to be my daughter. Shout out to you, sweetie. And don't forget to check out MySkinIsMySin.com, and we'll be here every week. And actually, I'm thinking maybe we'll do the Conscious Olympics like maybe next Friday after I get off work. I think that might be dope, and just do like an hour show or something like that if you game for it. And I don't know if you've ever played though, bruh. We do the Conscious Olympics once a month where we give away $100. And I think we'll have a little bit more to give away this time. And all you got to do is answer some questions about our history. Simple. You can win some money from your couch.
We're gonna give away $100 worth of Bitcoin. Hey, I was muted. I wanted to tell the sister that I don't know if she knows to watch out for the playback because he gave a lot of great information, so she should go back and listen to the whole thing. And
okay.
And then I was I was trying to tell you, Job, that you talking about trading for a painting. I'm gonna trade you a couple of grams for some Joe coins. So you don't get that popular.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make that official. On that note, definitely appreciate everybody for calling up. And I want to say the king's name, but is it Yafua? Balogan?
Yafe. With Gorilla Mainframe.
Yeah, well, I definitely want to thank that king right there. Yeah, he did.
Oh, missed him, man. I wish I was.
Yeah, we're gonna try to have that brother back on. We're gonna try to have him back on. So.
It was a dope build.
And
shout out to
y'all got two Dallas boys on the line tonight.
Oh, no doubt. And don't forget, man, his comrade Rakim Balgun. They got him locked up under this black identity extremist shit, man. We need to be paying attention to this.
That's just crazy.
Right, we need to be paying attention to this. This is what we call a precedent. You know, do not take this shit lightly. You know, so when you see a post about donating to that king, make sure that you do. You know, if you can help in any way, please do. Definitely thank you, Nathaniel, for calling up and chopping it up and joining the conversation. Thank you, Queen, for calling up, and everybody else that tuned in tonight and that will listen to this over the next forever to come. I think I have covered everything. You got anything to say, Afi?
No, I appreciate the guests that came on. Definitely, you know, keep your ear to the street about Rakim. Thank you to the sister who called in, and thank you for all the information, Nathaniel. I learned quite a bit myself.
You're welcome.
No, and as always, we're going to end it off with a little Brick the Foundation. Don't forget to go check out Exodus of Revolution at double CD at www.itsmebrick.com. Peace, family, and if you want to do some promotions on the show, let me know. Hit me up. Or you can email the plug at goonstogods@gmail.com. Peace, fam.
Peace.
Tell me what you want right now. 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 Yeah, tell me what you want right now. I can give you all my styles. Tell me what you want. You can try my shoes on for size, guarantee you couldn't walk my mouth. Hold on a second as I spark my loud. Room full of clouds till the spirits pipe down. We can sing together but can't talk together, so tell all the ancestors to gather round. Paranormal, my flow informs you. Decode the track is all I want, and I'm just brainstorming enormous. Mindful of thoughts unsorted. I can feel the forces. Welcome to my forces. I be in the lab, I'm the chemist in here mixing, and I'm whipping up this potion. Take notice, we moving like locomotives. You can't feel the power, then come closer. What up, though, people? Properly greet you. Gave you an index of songs you can read through. Break down the meanings, don't need no cathedrals. I am my shrine. What up, Damani? My soul is alive. Pushing the needle, red line, and on the dash, I'm speeding. Maneuver in sequence. European programmed, I'm off for deletion. No secret. Continue to bless it, no need for no season. UNITY cohesion. Stop looking for guidance and be your own leader. Life is a lesson and living's a teacher. My niggas, we regal. Please believe it. Can you feel the vibrations increasing? If not, then you should repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. Then come on. Tell me what you want right now. 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 They say they want freedom. They say they want peace. No more black dead bodies in the street. They say they want war. Let the casualties increase. Exodus of revolution. I'm gonna give you what you need. Let's see. Tell me what you want right now. 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 They say they want freedom. They say they want peace. No more black dead bodies in the street. They say they want war. Let the casualties increase. Exodus of revolution. I'm gonna give you what you need. Let's see.
Stab you in the back for giving a nigga 5 in advance. Heavily meditated, my medicated mind's in a trance. I'm gonna dance, I'm gonna dance, I'm gonna dance. Once they're down in therapy, the psychiatrist ran. Back to the same psych ward that was hiding me in. 5 degrees, they got me living outside of the tent. My mind is a weapon, I don't gotta keep a 9 in the pants. Got them shaking in their boots when they see a nigga rising again. Pants sagging, you cats lagging like cinnamon with no toast crunch. Brainwashed without evidence, no shower cap, no soap suds. You don't need a hot pot of grease for you to know when they're fried. You Snoop Dogg gon' stress weed. You Kanye West with his hair dyed. Thinking I was reminiscing when I was whipping in the kitchen. Trying to be an independent businessman, I ain't really know the difference. Survival of the fittest, damn, who would've knew I go the distance? When they ask me how I pay the rent, I tell them.
Tell me what you want right now. 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 They say they want freedom. They say they want peace. No more black dead bodies in the street. They say they want war. Let the casualties increase. Exodus of revolution. I'm gonna give you what you need. Let's see. Tell me what you want right now. 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 They say they want freedom. They say they want peace. No more black dead bodies in the street. They say they want war. Let the casualties increase. Exodus of revolution. I'm gonna give you what you need. Let's see.